Grateful, grateful.
Good morning from Bali. It is 8 o'clock in the morning, which is possibly the earliest time I've been up this entire year. Whereas back in the UK when I was working as a tennis coach, Sunday mornings I'd be up at 5:30 getting ready to go and coach. But 8 AM now seems like a 5:30 to me. We have something exciting planned for today. Going to go skateboarding. I haven't been skateboarding since I was about 13 to 15. I used to skate. I actually did go once when I was back in Bali a few months ago, but it was just full of kids that made me look really, really bad. Don't expect an amazing skateboarding video here. I'm going with a few friends that are about my age that haven't skated either. So if anything, it should just be funny more than it should be good. But I'll see you there. I'm here with another Ollie. We met Ollie. Yeah, I've got a rip. It's all right. I got a rip in my trousers.
It's all right. Orange. It's a safety colour, so it's a safety hole.
Yeah, safety hole. We met Ollie in Cambodia earlier this year, and he was in Bali at the same time as us, so we decided to go out for a nice little skate. But mainly we are starting this track because he's come in the best footwear you could ever get for skateboarding. Flip-flops, or as the Aussies call it, what do they call it?
Thongs, mate.
Thongs, mate.
Well, these ones are actually called slides because we don't have a plugger, but...
Yeah, and he's decided to get some duct tape to keep his thongs onto his foot. Makeshift job there, but it seems to be doing the job. And how long are you travelling for, Ollie?
The rest of my life, mate.
The rest of his life. That is the dream right there. If I could travel for the rest of my life, I definitely would.
Oh, you're doing all right.
I've only got about a year's worth of money left. I need to win this tournament in January and then I might be all right. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, we're going to continue skating. It was nice to meet Ollie.
Camera on him and he does it right.
I didn't realise how unfit I was until I started skateboarding today, so definitely need to improve my fitness a little bit. I'm going to tell you a little story now about an audition that I had when I was an actor about 7 years ago it was now. I was called up by my agent to go for a skateboarding audition because I'd put it on my CV that I could skateboard, even though I hadn't done it for about 6 or 7 years at this point. They asked me if I could do an Ollie, if I could do a trick. An Ollie is basically just like get some air or whatever, and I needed to be able to skateboard across the room and also do a trick, surprise them basically is what they said. Before the audition I went down to the skate park to try and see if I could actually do anything, and I wasn't terrible but I definitely wasn't great. Anyway, I turned up to this audition and we were in this waiting room, and the other thing I didn't have was any skateboarding clothes or skateboarding shoes. So I turned up in this audition room and I realised that everyone else in this audition was a skateboarder and still was a skateboarder, so I didn't think I had much shot in the audition anyway. The worst thing about being in this waiting room is that you could hear exactly what was going on in the room next door, so you could hear whether people were doing well or not. When it was my time to go into the audition room, I walked in, and the first thing I noticed about this room was it was tiny. Like, there was like no room whatsoever. There's probably about this much space between me and the casting director. And you do your standard thing where you look at the camera, you say your name, you say your agent, and then she asked me to show her some skateboarding. And she said she realized that the room was quite small. I only had like one push before I got to the other side of the room. So I did that. She then asked me to do my Ollie, which wasn't great. I did my Ollie, and then she said, right, have you got a trick plan for us? And I remember at the skate park, I'd tried this trick called a Casper flip, which I used to love doing as a kid, but it's quite difficult because I'll show you on the camera, but you basically start 1 foot under the board, 1 foot on the board, and you jump and you flip the board, does some kind of cool spin, and then you land on it. Anyway, when I was trying it in the skate park, I hadn't actually landed it, so I don't know why, when in the audition, it went through my head that I was going to be able to nail this trick. So anyway, I remember I was stood there, 1 foot under the board, 1 foot above the board, thinking, I've not landed this. This is not going to go well. The one big takeaway I had from drama school was be brave and be bold. So right, okay, I'm going to be brave, I'm going to be bold, I'm going to do this trick. Did the trick. I remember seeing this in slow motion. Did the trick, the board was flipping around and it landed. When you're skateboarding, sometimes you don't expect to land on the board, so you're not expected to kind of land it. And I actually, as the board came down, I landed on the board, even though I hadn't done that when I'd been practicing 2 days ago. So I wasn't ready to land on the board, really. I landed on the board, and the board flew out from underneath me, flew across the room, and it hit this casting director, smashing the shin right on the end of the board. She jumped up, saying every swear word possible under the sun, and pulled up her trousers, and there was just blood dripping down her shin. I remember running over there, profusely apologising because saying to her I hadn't landed this trick for 5, 6 years. I remember her just saying to me, why did you bloody do it then? And then she said, that's enough, that's enough. So I sheepishly had to walk out of this audition room, go into the waiting room to pick up my stuff, and I can remember seeing all the other people in this audition room just looking at me like, what have you done? Needless to say, I didn't get that job, nor did I ever see that casting director again. But it does make for a funny story. Thank you for watching Skateboarding in Bali. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button, leave a comment below, and I'll see you next week for part 2 of the World Series of Poker. Saved you in the camera.
Thank you.